So let's talk about the must of mission, because people, at least those who can afford it, are a bit fed up with this, buying stuff. Often it strikes us as meaningless, and the economic crisis has kind of heightened that feeling. And millennials also feel a lot like that. They say it's no longer about what you own and what you have. It's no longer about amassing the maximum amount of physical things, about going shopping senselessly. You want to not just buy something. If you can, you want to buy into something. And you want your consumption to have meaning, to make sense. So at that supermarket shelf, products like Ben & Jerry's ice cream, which I saw just around the corner here, so it's in Australia as well, saw a resurgence, and interestingly, were growing during the economic crisis rather than suffering like the rest of us in the mass industry, because when you were priced in kind of the mid-tier, you had a hard time. You grew either at the very bottom, private label, or in the premium segment. Now, what is it about Ben & Jerry's? Well, Ben & Jerry's actually, from week 5 or so, has formulated its mission, which was all about healing society while selling ice cream. Now, these were two hippies, Ben & Jerry down there to the left, and they had tried many things, making bagels, delivering newspaper. Finally, they stumbled upon something. They did a remote class in ice making. They liked ice cream. It took off. People lined up at their gas station in Vermont. And from the beginning, they considered themselves social rebels as well, distributing free ice cream for good causes, protesting against the big ones like the Pillsburys, sitting outside their headquarters and distributing free ice cream until they wouldn't resist anymore for Ben & Jerry from being in supermarkets as well, which Pillsbury supposedly bought supermarkets not to give them distribution. Now, fast forward a couple of decades, it's owned by Unilever, and interestingly, after a little bit of an identity crisis, Unilever has smartly picked up on this brand essence. And so, for example, there was the Yes Pecan flavor during the elections when President Obama or future President Obama ran a campaign. Imagine this, a Unilever-owned company that takes sides politically. They stood with Occupy Wall Street and had a special flavor and distributed ice cream. They have ice cream flavor called Hubby Hubby, and so on and so on. They even proudly reported just a couple of weeks ago on their website, on the bottom right there, that Ben & Jerry's got arrested again in Washington on the stairs of Capitol Hill, fighting for a social cause. And it doesn't really matter too much what it is. What matters here is it's about more than ice cream. So this is about more than a concept. It's more than the idea of a good ice cream or even a funny concoction of flavors. It's about ideals as much as ideas.